Right, my lovers, and welcome back. This is Wasmatic, and this episode I have opted to do a very brief guide on alchemy, albeit I don't use alchemy in either of my character builds at the moment, but I thought it was important to cover, given that possibly the people watching this might be those who are considering playing the game rather than those who have already played it. So a bit of a beginner's guide. So if we start off with alchemy, alchemy is the only crafting that Geralt can do on his own without an NPC. So it's the only crafting he can do. It's not location dependent. You can craft anywhere in the world, unlike swords and armory, weapons and armour, which you have to do in conjunction with an NPC, and a blacksmith or armoursmith or swordsmith. So it's his only crafting ability. That said, you still kind of craft when you're making armour, just that you need to go to an NPC to make armour or weapons. So what is alchemy? Alchemy is Geralt's ability to make potions and oils and mutagens to enhance his combat capability. As we'll see in a minute, alchemy, contrary to many other games that you play in the RPG genre, is a combat skill. So you can actually use alchemy in combat and have skills that enhance how you use alchemy in combat. I know alchemy is not... alchemy isn't new to RPG games, and you do use potions in combat, but this is how you enhance the usage of those combat by putting skill points into these skill trees. So what have you got? In essence, you've got your main groups. Let's just pull them all up into line here. So you have your main groups: alchemy substances, any components that you can craft yourself from subcomponents, which will go towards making anything else below that line: alcohol bombs, decoctions, oils and potions. In traversing the world, you will find lots and lots of items that you can break down, or dismantle as it's called in the game, into subcomponents, and it's very important that you keep an eye on what components dismantle into what subcomponents, because you can actually create excuse me, most of these are herbs that you will pick, but you can actually create items for crafting through dismantling other components. I'm not sure whether that's the case in alchemy or not, but it's worth mentioning for crafting, which I'll cover in a different episode. So your core components here, your substances: aether, albedo, etc. These are subcomponents for crafting other items, as I said before. When you get to look at the mutagens are slightly different. Mutagens are something you will loot off creatures that you kill, either bosses or any random mobs, and the colour of the mutagen that you will loot depends on the creature that you're fighting. So for example, if you fight a Necker, I know they drop two kinds of mutagens: blue mutagens and green mutagens. Now the mutagens you use to enhance your skill trees, and I'll cover that in a later episode, but effectively mutagens very, very important, and the build of your character will be greatly enhanced by the crafting of greater and greater mutagens. So you can see here a blue mutagen, and it's made up of, in the middle there we can see a blue mutagen is made up of 3 lesser blue mutagens. Now it'll probably come as no surprise to you that a greater blue mutagen is made up of 3 blue mutagens. Now this is as far as I've got to level 16 in the game so far, but that applies for the blue, the green and the red. And there's a green mutagen I can make there, so there you go, one done. Now they're very important. Mutagens you want to keep an eye on. You really, really want to enhance those as early on as you can, because they enhance not just one skill, but you can enhance 3 skills per mutagen. So it's quite a big boost to signs, combat skills, and alchemy itself as well. So the green mutagens will enhance alchemy. In essence, a bit of graphic bug there. That's interesting. In essence, green mutagens enhance alchemy skills, red mutagens enhance your core sword and combat skills, and your blue mutagens enhance your sign skills. So that's worth bearing in mind. Alcohol again is very important. Alcohol will both act as a subcomponent in crafting other potions or oils, but also if you have alcohol in your inventory when you meditate, any potions that you have or oils will automatically refill whilst you're meditating. So you have a kind of only craft once necessity for most of these skills and abilities. So if we run through them in order, bombs, and again playing to the strengths of the game, each bomb, each creature that you fight will have a specific vulnerability to a specific bomb. The bombs, as with all of the abilities and potions, will start as a basic one, then a superior one, then an enhanced one. Or is it the other way around? I think it's basic and enhanced and then superior. Yeah, I think it's that way around. So you will, as you progress through the game, be looking for the recipe for more enhanced bombs and enhanced abilities. So you'll see here that I've got the recipe for an enhanced dancing star, enhanced puffballs, enhanced dimeritium bomb, grape shot, and these are just your basic bombs. You can throw them at creatures in combat, so and they'll have different effects. So this one blinds opponents. You see on the right there, blinds opponents within its explosion radius. Now, don't do what I do and blind yourself. Decoctions are basically boosts to Geralt himself. So let's have a look at this one that I've got. A cockatrice decoction I use, as you can see in the middle there. You need a cockatrice mutagen to actually craft it. Now that will drop off the cockatrices that you fight, and it creates this decoction which you can take before you fight. If you're fighting a boss and it's a cockatrice, you can take this and it will give you enhanced abilities when fighting that creature. I'm just looking here, it doesn't actually say, I don't think. Does it actually say? Doesn't say what actually boost it gives him. That's interesting. That one does. The one above it does. Complete resistance to stagger effect and knockdown. A basilisk, buff increasing the intensity of a randomly selected sign at dusk and dawn. That's a bit weird. Reduces so I don't know why the cockatrice one hasn't got it description there, but that's a bit weird. Okay. And then you have below these decoctions, and there's a lot of them, so as you can see they're aligned to the creatures that you will fight. You have your oils. Again, really important. Each of the oils have an applicability in combat, so there will be, if I look for spirit oil for example, which I use, spectre oil, sorry, I use that a lot. Spectre oil, so the likes of noon raids, very susceptible to damage from spectre oil, as you'll see there. Additional effects in combat, it's attack power versus spectres 10%. Beast oil, attack power versus beasts 50%. So you can start to see, when you know you're going into combat with a particular opposition, you can have these items crafted and ready to go, apply the oil, take your decoction, and have your potions. Yeah, your potions. Nice link in there. Your potions ready to go. Again, potions, exactly the same thing. You use your crafting abilities to make the potions. You gather both, as you'll see there, enhanced swallow. I have the recipe for swallow, which is your stamina regeneration, and I found the enhanced swallow, so I now crafted over that. But you still need to be able to make the swallow potion to be able to craft the enhanced. Once you've done that, it overwrites the basic potion, and now you have only enhanced swallow, and every time you meditate it will refill. So again, it's a craft once only ability. So that's it for, in terms of the categories of the things that you can create. You've got, I'll just run through them quickly again, your substances, your alchemic substances and mutagens. Then you have your alcohol, which go into crafting. You have your bombs, you have your decoctions, which are buffs to the player, oils, which are buffs to the weapons, and potions, which again can give you a whole raft of different abilities. If I just quickly jump over to the character screen, and you'll see this is where I said that alchemy becomes a combat characteristic. So if you run through the basic alchemy skills that you have at startup, brewing, of course, enables the brewing and drinking of witcher potions. Very important, these are witcher potions. Oil preparation enables the creation of oils that can be applied to swords, obviously. Bomb creation, the same. Mutations enables the extraction of mutagens from corpses of powerful monsters. Again, this is when you kill a monster, you can take the mutagen from them and use that in these diamond shapes here in the middle, actually. So you put your mutagens there. Other than the ones you use in crafting, you can actually boost all of your other signs. And then mutations that let witches withstand the toxicity of potions. Whenever you take a potion, and let's see if I can give you an example. If you take a potion, you'll see that green bar on the top left. You'll see there's a level of toxicity that I'm now suffering. If that green bar gets to, if you fill that green bar, then your health will start to drop. You'll start to take damage. That's why you can, in these alchemy skills, if you want to build a character that's based solely around alchemy, and I'm actually thinking I will do this, you can start to use these skills, so enhance these basic skills. So heightened tolerance to brewing, you can increase the overdose threshold by 1%, so you can take more potions. Your oils, 3% chance of poisoning the chance is greater the higher the level of the oil used. So you can start to really build a character around just having potions and swordplay and mutagens. Very, very interesting when you start to consider this. With all the other skills, you can, the ability to build a character, which I'm going to cover in the next episode, are limitless. And so knowing your skills and abilities is really very important, and knowing how your character is going to play, and that also lends itself to your choice of armor as well. So if you're going to play a character that uses signs a lot, wants rapid stamina regeneration, and wants fast attacks, dip in, dip out, and use signs, then you probably want light armor. If you're going to go with heavy swordplay, and you want something with a lot of vitality, a lot of health, a lot of defense, and you're not so bothered about stamina regeneration. So you can mix and match the builds any way you like. Excuse me. So I'll cover that in the next episode. But for now, and with my limited understanding of alchemy, that's basically where I've got to at the moment. So I hope that's been useful. As ever, if you want to see any of the other videos that I've done in this series, click on any of the boxes that are on the screen now, and it'll take you through to either the combat skills, the signs, or the builds, which I'm going to do next. So again, thank you very much for listening and watching. Cheers.